Welcome back to Zelda 2. Parappa Palace wrapped bad, and now it's turned to stone. Yeah, like I said, if you have everything important in a palace, that happens, so we know we're done with it. Today, though, I can actually discuss the story since there's slightly less gameplay stuff to go over this time. So, you mentioned last time that this game is mildly terrifying if you can get a game over. So, this is how the manual of Zelda 2 starts. Of course, it starts with this story bit. Hyrule was on the road to ruin. The power that the vile heart of Ganon had left behind was causing chaos and disorder in Hyrule. What's more, even after the fall of Ganon, some of his underlings remained, waiting for Ganon's return. The key to Ganon's return was the blood of Link, the valiant lad who overthrew the King of Evil. Ganon would be revived by sacrificing Link and sprinkling his blood on the ashes of Ganon. That's how it starts. We don't even know what Link's up to. And it's just like, yeah, so anyway, if you die, Link just gets juiced.
I want a Mario game to start like that.
So yeah, this of course leads to the fact that this game has a very infamous game over. Which is Game Over Return of Ganon, where yeah, if you lose all your lives, you just get this red screen with Ganon silhouetted and laughing at you. So yeah, this terrified many children.
Also, I think Ganon is misspelled in that screen. Or I might be thinking of a different famous misspelling.
I think it is actually spelled correctly in this game. Unlike the intro to the first game, where the first time you ever see the name Ganon, it's misspelled. Probably not when you want to mess that one up. Alright, so that's a Goriah. They throw boomerangs, which, honestly, pretty easy attack to deal with overall. They're very slow, and pretty much the only thing you have to worry about is getting hit when it actually comes at you. We also came to this cave to collect that statue.
Like, you have to face away from them in the middle of a sword fight.
Yeah, you just gotta kind of whip around and block the boomerang, and then get back to stabbing him. This game is great for theater of the mind, I have to assume.
So I forget if I said something like this last week, but calling Zelda an RPG, really stupid, except for this game.
Sorry, I know nothing. Alright, so, we did get the statue back there. That's not an item we can use. Oh, here's the famous guy. He's Error. Please note that is actually a name.
Yeah.
His name is Error. That's not, like, any kind of weird dialogue. Speaking of weird dialogue, what happened there? North America cave. I guess that's just a part of the world now.
That's nothing available cave.
Alright, so we saved the trophy. I guess that was... I guess they're calling that a trophy. It looked like an angel statue, but okay. And that's how you access this room. You're gonna need the wizard in this fireplace because he gives you... the jump spell.
We have learned jump good.
Yeah, so it's actually more expensive than Shield. Shield is in fact one of the cheapest spells in the game, because, as I said before, it's very necessary if you're not a madwoman. So you're gonna want to be casting that every screen, more or less. If you think you're gonna be taking a lot of hits, you need it. There is a healing spell later on, but it is far more costly to use that. Also, we get a bit of advice here that might sound very obvious if, you know, you've played any other Zelda game, because that's just the norm. But do bear in mind that Zelda 1 just had, you know, the key collection that you could take to any dungeon, and you could buy more in the overworld if you ever screwed up. We also got the advice to not go into this cave without the candle. So yeah, like I said before, only that initial cave can really be traveled through without the candle. Otherwise, you have to deal with these guys being mostly invisible, save for their feet, and I'm sure it's probably possible to get through here if you don't have the candle, but you're probably not going to. Alright, so I think we're almost at the bit where I'll be able to get into, the story again, but there's a few more things to introduce. Other than Boomerang Guy, we already know your deal. So let's see, now oh, no, not quite. Yeah, we've just got the standard aches here, and oh, hey, look at that! 'Tis a man! So yes, that enemy is actually called Ache Man. They turn into... they're bats that turn into guys. Alright, so, out here. Those green spots down there are actually swamp tiles, which make you move incredibly slow. You are going to be at the mercy of pretty much whatever encounter comes your way. You are not going to be able to avoid them. That, of course, also leads into the swamp tiles in battles, which, yeah, much the same thing. Also, here's a 1-up. Unless you're playing with one of the hacks, those aren't, like, permanent 1-ups. You know, if you restart the game, you don't have, like, 4 lives instead of 3. No, it's just you got 4 lives for now, so don't waste them. We also have this NPC right here, which is very important. Bagoo is my name, show my note to Riverman. We're gonna need that later. Now, most people would probably go south at this point because there's a very helpful item that can actually save you a lot of time if you think you're gonna game over. But, you know, I think I'm pretty skilled, so I think I can handle just going to the next palace. Oh, hi, big enemy.
So people use I am error as like a common example of a mistranslated NES screenshot, even though it's translated correctly. Bagoo is my name is actually the mistranslation. It should just be Bug. Their names are Error and Bug.
Mm-hmm. It's a cute little thing they did. It's a tongue-in-cheek thing. Unfortunately,
I am error is just an inherently funny thing to read.
Yes, absolutely. Alright, so let's see. I think we're mostly out of things to talk about in terms of new things. So, I can mention all the things that happen after the manual discusses how if you lose in this game, you are killed and your blood is used to resurrect Ganon. So I'm not going to do a full reading of this just because it's actually pretty extensive. They really gave you your money's worth for this manual. Anyway though, on Link's end, while things are trying to hunt him down and kill him, a mysterious mark appears on his hand on his 16th birthday, and wouldn't you know it, it looks just like the crest of Hyrule. So of course he goes to Impa because he doesn't know what's up with that. Impa, however, does. And it, in fact, has nothing to do with Ganon, that whole thing. No, this is a problem that Hyrule's had for a while, and just, you know, they haven't really had a solution to until now. Basically, some time ago, there was a king, and he did have the Triforce. He ruled well, he was a good king, and all that. The problem is, when he died, the Triforce kind of just split like the Dragon Balls. So, the ever-so-rare Prince of Hyrule really wanted the Triforce, though. He wanted to find it, so he asked around, and hey, wouldn't you know it, that really weird-looking wizard that apparently was close to the king, knows something? I don't know why anybody trusted this magician, but okay. So the wizard says, hey, your sister knows something about this. And so the prince goes to his sister, whip in hand for some reason, but she doesn't tell him about the Triforce, so he gets a little angry. But then the wizard comes in and is like, hey, I am going to force you to go to bed if you don't tell us about the Triforce. and Zelda still says nothing, so he puts a sleeping spell on her that's so powerful that he also dies. I think maybe the prince did try to stop him, and that's why he's killed, but otherwise it's just like, he makes Zelda go to sleep, and then perishes, so not really a great plan. But yeah, the prince himself wasn't necessarily evil, maybe just a little selfish, and little too quick to go around looking for the Triforce, never really worked on his own self. So he did feel bad about what happened and getting his sister sent to sleep. So he does everything he can to make sure that she's safe, which is why she's in the North Palace. But of course, he never found the Triforce, so he couldn't really do anything about that. So it's pretty much just, he's keeping her safe until somebody comes along who can remake the Triforce. And then, at that point, yeah, it'll probably wake up that Zelda. I don't know what that means for the Zelda we saved in the previous game. There's not usually two Zeldas, but whatever, we'll work that out when we get to it. And also, he says that every princess will be named Zelda from then on, which is like the most obsolete explanation in like the entire series. So yeah, basically, Link is given that message from the prince and some crystals to put into some statues, which is what we did in the first palace. Basically, we're just traveling the world so that we can unlock the Great Palace in the Valley of Death, which is, I guess, a pretty good place to put the Triforce of Courage. Because if you're not ready for it, that's probably not a place you would go to. And so yeah, that is why we are out journeying. So yeah, pretend I said all that, except the character looks like this, and I call her Lynn instead, and that's the situation we're in now. So yeah, I do appreciate how much there is to the manual. They really went above and beyond actually giving us backstory, but it's also understandable why the game intro is a much, much, much shorter version of that. We also have... oh, there we go. Yeah, so those leak red something or other. Is it blood? Who knows? But sometimes it leaks blue, which can become a slime. Or a bit bot. Eventually I'll keep up with the naming schemes in this game.
Yeah, Knuckles running in with their shields down is always funny.
Yeah.
Oh, here I come.
I'm ready to block low. You cannot sweep my legs. So now that we're on this whole deal, so right, this is actually Midoro Palace, which you know, I don't really have a good joke like I did for Rapper Palace. I don't know what a Midoro is in the grand scheme of things.
Remember your Henshin player character? Midoro is her brother. They do not like their parents.
Yeah, only ever appeared and was mentioned in the straight-to-DVD special episode that nobody ever watched. But some people insist is important. The campaign session that nobody is going to want to run at any point.
Sorry, laughing at the little guy.
Mm-hmm. They are very good. Which also, if you're wondering, no, those aren't ropes, those are Inaru. Because again, oh god. Okay, falling block room sucks. I'm just gonna say it. I hate these. I hate these so much. I'm kind of at the mercy of just the RNG here. I got a pretty merciful one. So I made it through the room without too much issue. Oh, cool. We've got the red iron knuckle, which is slightly tougher. More HP, more damage, although my own damage is actually pretty good, so I kill them pretty fast, but...
Getting successfully juked by this guy.
Yeah, so we're starting to see the problem with this game a little more. This game really... I'm sorry, there's something about that pose with a glove above her is just very amusing to me. But yeah, I don't think this game understands that human beings have reaction times that aren't like a split second. And the more enemies we see, the more apparent that becomes. It's not so bad with the initial guys, you can react to them pretty easily, but eventually it does just become you are swinging wildly at these guys, and they're just blocking everything. So by the way, if you're wondering, the glove is a thing that allows you to smash certain blocks, so we're going to need that. Like many things, it'll be needed eventually. Like how we needed the jump for that initial cave back there that we used to get to the southern part of Hyrule. Oh god, we got the statue heads too. There's just a lot of stuff here that I do not like. Because, yeah, they just kind of fire constantly at a certain point, and you kind of want to... Yeah, I don't know how that worked. But...
That doesn't count. Go re-record the video.
It went tink, it's fine. But yeah, no, you're gonna want to kind of jump into them and kind of get them as they fall down diagonally. It's tricky considering how frequent they are, and they don't let up until you're just, like, out of their periphery. And I don't need HP, so we're gonna wait till the next threshold. Yeah, this is a majority magic and strength playthrough. Again, oh god, that slime is in 2 different places at once. But yeah, this is definitely a game where... I've said it before, it's really not that bad to just kind of follow the intended path, because, stuff will eventually do a lot of damage even with shield. You're just gonna want more life so that the life bar goes down a little slower. There's also something that you have to remember is, there are heart and magic containers in this game, and those are the things that up the number of squares you get. And, you know, all the actual level up upgrades just determine, like, how slowly they actually fall, so... Determining your actual quantities of life and magic in this game, actually kinda tricky. There are people who know the numbers in this game, I don't. I guess in fairness, the magic does tell you how much MP it takes. So I know how much is being taken at a time. I cannot look at that magic meter and tell you at this point how much I have overall. I have an amount. I can cast a number of spells. Also, I don't think I've actually mentioned it, but in order to access the magic menu, that's the select button. It will basically let you highlight a particular magic, or starts the button to bring up the menu, but you press select to activate the magic. And just as a warning, you do need to activate the magic every screen, and also reselect the magic every screen as well. So you'll have to bring up the menu even if you have the thing you want selected. It's not really a problem when you actually know about it, but yeah, getting used to this game, that was definitely kind of annoying. Having to go from one spell to the other later on when I actually have to juggle them. And having to remember, yes, even when I'm staying on the spell, I do still need to bring up the menu. So yeah, one of those things is, again, isn't a huge deal. I don't think it's like game ruining or anything, but, you know, if there were a hack or updated version to fix that sort of thing, it would be appreciated. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, there's a stray pixel on the Wosu's sprites that you might have noticed. That's not the fault of this hack or anything. They didn't accidentally give it a stray pixel. No, that is actually in the game. There's a stray pixel. I think it's from the Iron Knuckles, I think, because their sprites are, like, pretty close to one another or something, that shows up. But yeah, it's kind of funny that that's there. And also a thing that I was a little worried about, but it's nothing that I added, so nothing to be done about it. We just have to live with the fact that there's a phantom pixel on this thing. Alright, so here's the boss. I knocked his head off, but that was just one helmet. This is Germa Fencer, or the much easier name, Helmet Head. That's his actual head, but his helmets just start floating and shooting bullets at you when they're separated. Much like with Horsehead, the armor is pretty much invulnerable, so you gotta hit him in the head, but now there's options on the field. And that takes care of that. And that's the second of the crystals put in the statue, so we get our level up, and then we will continue on our journey next time. And next time we'll go to a familiar location, too. In name only.